Honorable Member of Parliament, Shri Hanifa ji, Chief Secretary of Ladakh, Shri Pawan Kotwal ji, also the Director from State Bank of India, am I right? Deputy Director from SAPE.
Deputy Managing Director.
Deputy Managing Director Surendra Rana ji, other bank representatives who've come from NABARD and SIDBI. It's indeed a very satisfying day when Government of India schemes actually find their way to the actual beneficiaries. Particularly, as was mentioned by the speakers before me, if the beneficiaries of Ladakh, which is a far-flung area, can get the benefits of the schemes which are so tailored for supporting entrepreneurs, because in India, much before the invasions and the colonial rule, India's backbone was small entrepreneurs. They were in various different fields. They were organized, some were unorganized, but their contribution was immense. And that's why even if they were in different regions, under different rules of kings and everything, their contribution was significant. It is now, after Prime Minister Modi has come back in 14, 19 and now in 2024, the emphasis that small entrepreneurs should get the support has been fully taken up seriously. Since 2014, the fundamental infrastructure was created. Everybody was given a bank account. Everybody had an identity given. And to everybody's mobile phone, whether it was a smartphone or otherwise, information from the banks would go saying so much money is come into your account, so much has gone out, and so much from the schemes of the government are reaching. So once that fundamental infrastructure was created, you had an opportunity to extend other things further. So government's own schemes money came directly into the accounts, what we call as DBT. And because the DBT happened, people who till then had to pay to middlemen or wait long months, sometimes even years to get their due, have all now gotten over the problems. Prompt on the date, money comes into your account. So DBT has been a great benefit. Now with the DBT going into the accounts, your credit worthiness is improving because you're transacting with that money, keeping some money in the accounts. In fact, when Jan Dhan accounts were opened in 2014, to people who till then had no account at all in their name. So when accounts were opened in their name and no charges were levied on them, even if they had zero balance, accounts were opened so that everybody gets a financial inclusion. There was this question asked, who's going to pay the banks for servicing them? The first few years, the government very clearly said, we'll from the government do it. As a result, no one had a hesitation to open up these accounts. Now, the so-called zero balance accounts, which are given to the poorest of the poor who never had an account till then, have in their account as money saved more than 2 lakh crores. So that is the benefit once you start giving somebody who till then couldn't even enter a bank an account. Some of them got rupee cards for it, but all of them were covered under that kind of a Jeevan Bima Suraksha Yojana. So they were insured. So that insurance came of help during COVID. So any adversity which came into their lives, because this insurance cover provided them the funds, they received the insurance. Post that, several schemes were designed by the Honorable Prime Minister. That is, PM Mudra is one of them. PM Swanidhi is one of them. Probably anyone from the Swanidhi category didn't get a check today. Swanidhi is given for those who are in the street selling their products. The local authority gives them an identity card to prove, yes, this person is in that street to do their business. And for them, government gave loans. So PM Mudra, PM Swanidhi, PM Vishwakarma, which is based on trades, are all credit being given without any security being taken. So the mention was made, probably by the MP sir, that if credit is accessible for these people without any security to be given, people can do their business and survive and flourish even in this kind of area where people are spread across a vast area, with local population being very, very small. Even they can do their business and survive. So many non-secured, unsecured as they would say, loans have now been designed by the government. And that is what is coming of help for people who are doing their own craft, their own trade, or they want to start a business, they get the money. So I just want to highlight what has reached Ladakh. Ladakh alone has 19,220 Jan Dhan accounts. Leh district alone, from entire Ladakh, Leh district alone gets 12,250 Jan Dhan accounts. And banking infrastructure has reached all of the places. Our DMD from State Bank of India said it. 539 banking touch points are there, ATMs, branches, IPB, India Post Payment Banks, and also business correspondents. 539 banking touch points, all of Ladakh. Leh alone gets 330 banking touch points. So that is the spread of banking. They've done a good job in deploying banking correspondents. It gives job opportunities for people. At the same time, increases access to the banks. Got connected. Though six inhabited villages still do not have access to business correspondents within a 5-kilometer distance, which I'm sure the banks will look at soon fulfilling it. Okay, so overall credit support, which will build entrepreneurship. Overall loans sanctioned, including by private sector banks in Ladakh, have grown from 2,303 crores in 2023-24 to 2,790 crores in 24-25. It's gone up. Just only the public sector banks, from 800 crores in 2024 to 1,090 crores in 2025. So public sector banks are expanding. PM Mudra beneficiaries received their check. In entire Ladakh, 64,700 Mudra loan accounts have been created and they have been sanctioned loans. and the total amount sanctioned is 1924 crore, which has got sanctioned and even disbursed. Leh district alone, 40,800 Mudra loan accounts, and they have been sanctioned and disbursed amount of 1,111 crores just in Leh district. Now, Stand Up India, like the Startup India, is a scheme which benefits SCs, STs, and women. 641 loan accounts have been sanctioned. 56 crore has been disbursed in entire Ladakh. 568 loan accounts have been sanctioned, and 48 crore have been disbursed under the Stand Up India scheme just in Ladakh, in Leh. PM Swanidhi, street vendors. Today we didn't have any, but Ladakh has had 462 street vendors who benefited from the scheme, and only Leh 257 street vendors have benefited from PM Swanidhi. So you find that every scheme is reaching the Ladakh and the Union Territory entirely, and also Leh in particular. I can give you such figures for PMEGP. Many of the beneficiaries were here today. Mudra, JLG loans, Vishwakarma, Surya Ghar, and PMFME, and also promotion of JLG. So every scheme has reached. The list that I read now had 5.13 crores reaching Ladakh. NABARD has given 80 lakh to J&K Grameen Bank for promotion and credit linkage of 2,000 JLG, that is joint liability groups. Sanction of Mudra loans for guest house building has also been done, which reflects what the budget announcement of 25-26 said, that we'll push to promote tourism linked livelihoods. So the budget announcement is getting fulfilled in Ladakh. Other than that, the various infrastructure development which is happening rapidly. In 2020, PM Modi came to inaugurate the Atal Tunnel, that is in Rohtang in Himachal Pradesh, but that ensures an all-weather road access to Ladakh region. Construction of the strategically important Shinkunla Tunnel and the Zojila Tunnel are all underway. Also, the grid integration for 13 gigawatt renewable energy from Ladakh, which is expected to be completed in 7 years, that is by 29 and 30. It is an interstate transmission system which will evacuate the solar power generated here, which means it will improve the revenues that you earn by the solar power, which is a big renewable energy asset that you have. I'm also very proud to say the first of its kind green hydrogen project for mobility are coming up in Ladakh, with NTPC, the National Thermal Power Corporation, setting up hydrogen fueling station, solar plant, and providing 5 fuel cell buses for operation on intra-city routes in Leh. So that will be the first of its kind in the country, and you're getting it. Ongoing work is happening to connect Ladakh region with mobile and internet connectivity. I would wish it to be even better, but as it is, progress is there. 193 Gram Panchayats of Ladakh have been provided BharatNet connectivity. 136 towers have been commissioned in Ladakh under the DBN funded mobile schemes, providing 4G mobile coverage to 169 villages, and this figure is as of February 2020-25. 234 out of 243 villages in Ladakh have been covered with mobile connectivity as well. And then, even in 2019, PM Modi inaugurated the first ever cluster university in Ladakh region, that is the University of Ladakh. In addition, the Sindhu Central University has been established to provide quality higher education to youth of Ladakh. And the National Institute of Sowa Rigpa has been set up as an autonomous institute under Ministry of Ayush to promote Sowa Rigpa's system of medicine. So, without getting into numbers, I will move to talking about how the Union government promotes Ladakh's natural and cultural heritage, which I think is very important. In 2021, lifting of a decade-long ban on the export of Ladakh's fresh apricots was allowed. The export of apricots to the international market was for the first time done in 2021. Ladakh's first ever GI tag for its Rakse Karpo apricot was granted in 2022-23, and subsequent to the GI, tags have been granted for Ladakh's Pashmina wool, for shink socks, for the wood carving, I think, and for sea buckthorn fruit. So, continuously identifying those which are unique for Ladakh and getting GI tag is important to keep your cultural heritage absolutely recognized and give the honor to the people who promote it. Commercial cultivation of 3 medicinal plants is also being promoted at a height of about 15,000 feet, which includes the locally known sola, which has a very high life-saving and therapeutic properties. Ladakh Official Languages Regulation of 2025, promulgated in May this year, recognizes English, Hindi, Urdu, Boti, and Purgi as official languages, and mandates institutional support for promotion of Shina, Brogskat, Balti, and Ladakhi. In November 2024, classical language status was conferred on Pali, significantly constituting and contributing for restoring respect for the ancient traditions of the Leh Ladakh region, because most of the Buddhist ancient scriptures have a big Pali contribution in them, and by giving it the language status, classical language status, it actually brings in, to that extent, the recognition for it. And the Central Pali University also exists in Delhi, as you know. So it's part of the Delhi University's faculty also for classical language Pali learning. So in a way, today I'm happy to be here in the name of Credit Outreach, but also to tell you that the Union government is continuously monitoring that which is required by the people of Ladakh, and we shall be fully ready and supportive to build Ladakh as a very interesting place with layered tourism. The Chief Secretary was telling me about how you may attract tourists, but even within them, you have specialized nature of some tourists who come only to observe the snow leopard in the higher reaches. Some of them who come only for bird watching in those areas where migratory birds come in. And homestays are being encouraged for that, which is what we had said in the budget as well. So we would want to make sure the cultural integration in your livelihood and ensuring that access to education and mother tongue development are all kept intact. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.